Investiture of the Gods, Chapter 73.
Okay, let's dive in. Before we even get to the Zhu army moving forward, you're saying the whole thing gets supercharged by this argument in heaven. It starts with Guang Chengzi visiting Tongtian Zhaozu at Baiyu Palace.
That's right. Guang Chengzi is a major immortal, and Tongtian Zhaozu, or just Tongtian, is the head of the interception sect. The visit was supposed to be diplomatic, maybe even smoothing things over, because Guang Chengzi's message was actually in line with Tongtian's own earlier instructions.
But it goes wrong immediately.
Immediately. And the first sign, Tongtian's own disciples, they completely ignore their master's orders. They basically trap Guang Chengzi there, refusing to let him leave, insisting they have to fight.
Wow, so a total breakdown of discipline right from the start. How does Tongtian react to that?
Initially, he's furious, but at his own followers. The source says he calls them ignorant beasts, unruly animals. He's genuinely scolding them because, look, the three main sects had agreed to support the Zhu forces, who are seen as acting according to heaven's will, resisting fate. His disciples are defying that joint decree.
But then his anger shifts, you said. This is where the real problem starts.
Exactly, because one of his top disciples, multi-treasure Taoist Duobao Daoren, steps in. And he reveals the real insult, the thing that's been festering, that Guang Chengzi apparently said earlier.
Okay, so it wasn't just simple disobedience. There was this deeper theological insult fueling their anger. What did Guang Chengzi supposedly say?
Well, according to Duobao, it was a two-pronged attack. First, he apparently dismissed their whole teaching, the interception sect's philosophy, as left path side door. Xingdao Pong then, basically calling them heretics, practitioners of some kind of lesser unorthodox magic.
Okay, that's bad. A direct hit on their legitimacy. But you said there was a second part that was even worse.
Oh yeah, much worse. This was the real theological slap in the face. Guang Chengzi supposedly criticized the interception sect for accepting anyone and everyone. He allegedly said they do not differentiate between the hairy and horned, the web-born, and the egg-hatched. All can gather and coexist.
To modern ears, that might sound inclusive.
Right. But in this celestial hierarchy, it's absolutely scathing. It's essentially calling them the spiritual underclass. It implies Tongtian's sect takes in all sorts of creatures, monsters, spirits, non-humans, without the kind of strict moral and spiritual selection process that Guang Chengzi's own sect, the Jade Void sect, prides itself on.
So it's spiritual snobbery, basically accusing Tongtian of leading a rabble.
Precisely. It's class warfare among the gods.
Yeah.
And Tongtian, he tries to keep his cool at first. He questions if Guang Chengzi, the supposed true gentleman, would really say something so crass. But when his disciples all confirm it, he just snaps.
And the insult becomes personal.
Deeply personal. It hits his lineage, his pride. He laughs, but it's described as this terrifying laugh. And he says something like, if I am hairy and feathered, then what does that make his master? Tracing the insult back up the chain.
And that's the tipping point. The moment it goes from insults to war footing.
Total sectarian war footing. Because of that direct insult, diplomacy is just off the table. Annihilation is the path he chooses.
And the response is dramatic, I take it.
Catastrophic is the word. He immediately tells Gold Spirit Holy Mother to go get these 4 specific swords. And these aren't just any magic swords. They are the components for the immortal execution array, the Zhu Zen.
The Zhu Zen. Okay, the name sounds ominous. What makes this array so special or so terrible?
It's the sheer scale and purpose of it. It's not designed to win a specific battle against soldiers or even regular immortals. It's designed to wipe out the enemy's highest command, the most powerful divine beings supporting the other side.
So it's an escalation aimed right at the top.
Right at the very top. Tongtian tells Duobao Daoren to take these 4 swords and listen to their names. Zhu, meaning immortal execution. Lu Xian, immortal slaughter. Xininjian, immortal trap. And Zhu Xian, immortal annihilation. Take them and the formation diagram to Jipai Pass to block the Zhu army.
Execution, slaughter, trap, annihilation. Okay, yeah, the names definitely send a message, but who exactly is the target here? You said the highest command.
Tongtian is very specific. He says even great Luo mortals can't escape this array. Their blood will stain their robes. Now you have to understand, great Luo mortals are near the pinnacle of the celestial hierarchy. Hugely powerful, often considered beyond harm from normal conflict or magic.
So this array is basically an anti-god weapon.
Exactly. It's an indiscriminate slaughterhouse for the highest echelons of divinity. And it's being deployed purely because Tongtian's pride got wounded by that hairy and feathered comment. Its celestial fury made manifest.
All right, so while the gods are preparing this potentially world-ending weapon up in the heavens, let's shift back down to Earth. Zhang Zia, the Zhu commander JZ, he's dealing with the fallout from a recent battle.
Yeah, he returns to Jiming Pass, and he's just lost maybe 4,000 or 5,000 soldiers, a tough loss against the Fire Spirit Holy Mother. So morale is probably not great.
And he immediately faces a political headache, this commander, Hu Sheng.
Right, Hu Sheng, the commander of Jiming Pass, and the guy tries to surrender. Again, apparently he tried before, but the arrival of the Fire Spirit Holy Mother kind of threw a wrench in the works and forced him back onto the Shang side.
So now he's trying again. He sends a letter.
A very detailed letter. He's sent via his subordinate Wang Xin. And it's a masterclass in blame shifting. He blames his dead brother Hu Lei. He blames the Fire Spirit Holy Mother. Basically says, it wasn't my fault. I was forced into this. Please have mercy. Think of the people here.
Sounds convenient. Does anyone buy it?
Well, Zia's own generals are wary. General Hong Jin specifically warns him. Says Hu Xing is fickle and uncertain. Fin Fu Buding, essentially calling him unreliable, someone whose loyalty just blows with the wind.
A serious character flaw in wartime. How does Zia handle it? Does he take the warning?
Zia. He hesitates at first. You can see him weighing it up. Maybe the brother was the problem. Maybe the Holy Mother really did force his hand. Maybe this time Hu Xing is sincere. So he actually enters the pass, listens to Hu Xing's excuses again. But something just doesn't sit right with him.
And this is where Zia makes a key political call.
Yes, and it's crucial. Zia looks past the immediate situation, past the potential convenience of a quick surrender. He sees Hu Sheng's fundamental character. He calls him a petty man of morning 4, evening 3, Musi Zalsan.
Morning 4, evening 3. What does that mean? It sounds specific.
It is. It's an old story, basically. A monkey keeper offered his monkeys 4 chestnuts in the morning and 3 in the evening. They got angry. So he switched it. 3 in the morning, 4 in the evening. Same total number, but the monkeys were suddenly happy.
Okay. So it means someone who's easily swayed by superficial changes, completely opportunistic, lacks any real substance or firm principles, inconsistent.
Exactly that. Zia realizes Hu Sheng might not be an active threat right this second, but his nature, his inherent unreliability, means he will cause problems down the line. He'll betray them eventually. Zia concludes that, yeah, the Fire Spirit Holy Mother might have started the fight, but Hu Sheng's willing participation and now his convenient surrender attempt show he's just too risky to keep around.
So Zia chooses stability over an easy win. That's pretty ruthless, actually, executing someone who's trying to surrender.
It's pure pragmatism. He refuses the surrender, orders Hu Sheng executed on the spot, and puts the pass under the command of General Qi Gong, someone he trusts. The message is stark. Zia leadership can't afford unreliable allies. Sometimes harsh decisions are needed for the greater campaign.
A very cold, calculated move compared to the hot-headed fury driving things in heaven.
Completely different motivations. One is wounded pride leading to potential cosmic disaster. The other is cold logic aimed at securing a military advance.
Okay, so we've seen divine fury and political calculation. Let's move to the third front. Qinglong Pass. This sounds more like straightforward military action. Huang Feihu leading a large force.
Yeah, 100,000 troops under Huang Feihu marching on Qinglong Pass. This part of the story really highlights good old-fashioned military skill. The pass is defended by Commander Qiu Yin and his deputy Ma Fang.
And Huang Feihu sends in Deng Zhigong. You mentioned him being important.
Very important. Deng Zhigong, remember, used to be a top general for the Shan dynasty. He defected to Zhu. So sending him out first isn't just about military tactics. It's a statement. He's got something to prove, both his skill and his loyalty to his new side.
So he rides out to challenge the defenders. How does that go?
It starts with insults, naturally. Ma Feng comes out, sees Deng Zhigong, and immediately lays into him, calling him a rebel thief.
It's personal, attacking his defection, his perceived betrayal of Shang.
Standard pre-duel trash talk, then. Does it rattle Deng Zhigong? Doesn't seem like it. The personal venom is there, but it can't make up for the difference in skill. They fight for 30 rounds, which, isn't insignificant. But the text is clear. Deng Zhigong is just better. He's described as a seasoned general on the battlefield. Ma Feng, well, he's just outmatched.
And Deng Zhigong finishes it quickly.
Very efficiently. Uses a faint, a loud shout to distract or startle Ma Feng, and then cuts him down, takes his head. Clean victory. It secures the first key success at Qinglong Pass and really validates Deng Zhigong's switch to the Zhu side through sheer battlefield competence. Qinglong Pass is absolutely critical as the guarantee of Choj, basically the last major defense before the capital. So you have the Zhu forces under Huang Feihu needing to break through, and they're facing Qi Yin, who's in command there. But the fight immediately gets strange. It swings from, normal duels to just supernatural chaos.
Okay, yeah, let's start there. The first big fight involves this surprisingly young hero.
Well, it kicks off because Qi Yin is absolutely furious. His guy Ma Fang just got captured and executed by Zhang Zhugong from the Zhu side. So Qi Yin rides out, and his first move isn't tactical, it's political. He starts yelling at Huang Feihu, calling him a traitor.
Right, accusing him of killing court officials, being guilty of every evil, trying to undermine his legitimacy.
Exactly. It's all about who really deserves to rule.
But Huang Feihu doesn't really bite, does he? He just issues a standard challenge. And that's when his son steps up, Huang Tianxiang, who's, 17?
Yeah, just 17. The text describes him as a calf not fearing the tiger, full of that youthful confidence, maybe a little reckless.
And he proves it pretty fast. His first opponent, Gao Gi.
Taken out in less than 15 rounds. Spear right to the heart. Textbook stuff. Tianxiang's got unlimited strength, apparently. Pure skill wins the day.
That's the conventional heroism we expect, right?
Exactly.
But then he faces the main commander, Qi Yin himself.
And Tianxiang, with his godly spear skills, actually pushes Qi Yin back. The kid's got serious talent.
Things get messy, though. Qi Yin's got backup.
Right. Sun Bao and Yu Cheng jump in to help their commander. Classic battlefield chaos.
And then Ding Zhenong, the guy Qi Yin really hates, charges in and takes out Yu Cheng with a quick knife strike. It's just frantic action.
But here's what's amazing. Amidst all that fighting, the 17-year-old, Tianxiang, stays focused. He pulls off this tactical trick, Méléger Posant it's called. He basically fakes an opening.
Mates Qi Yin.
Yep. Lures him in, stabs him in the left leg. And then, while Qi Yin is trying to retreat...
Just shoots him with an arrow, too. Where does it hit?
Right in the shoulder socket, 2 really serious wounds. Should be battle-ending, crippling injuries.
Okay, perfect win for the young hero. Strength, skill, cunning. But this is where it gets weird, right?
This is where the rules just break.
Yeah.
Because those wounds should have taken Qi Yin out of the fight for good.
But they don't. Why not?
Well, turns out Qi Yin isn't exactly human. The text says he's a Kushan, a curved worm, an earthworm that gained human form through cultivation.
An earthworm?
Seriously. Then he practices left path magic. That explains everything.
So the wounds.
He just uses a special elixir, a Dan Yao, and poof. 3 days later, he's completely healed, good as new.
Right. Okay, so the strategic implication there is huge. You can win the physical fight, but your enemy just hits undo.
Pretty much. The magic at this point is defensive. It just negates their physical victory. It's incredibly frustrating for the Zhu army.
So Qi Yin comes back, obviously looking for revenge, specifically against Tianxiang.
They fight again, another 30 rounds.
Yeah.
But Tianxiang's learned something. He knows normal attacks won't be permanent.
He gets clever again. He notices something. Hair under the helmet.
Yeah, a glimpse of hair. It makes him realize Qi Yin's power is tied to his cultivated body. He needs to somehow disable that, not just wound the flesh.
So how does he do it? It's not like he has magic himself.
No, he uses pure physical strategy adapted to the supernatural. It's brilliant, actually. He throws his spear straight up in the air.
Just throws it away. Dili Kong.
Exactly. A total feint. Qi Yin sees this, thinks Tianxiang made a mistake, and lunges forward, hungry for revenge.
And misses.
Misses the empty air where Tianxiang was, and basically falls right into Tianxiang's grasp. A perfect trap.
Okay, now he's got him close. What weapon does he use? Not the spear, obviously.
He pulls out his silver-mounted mace, the Yin Zhuang Jin, and the description is intense. Gold leaf inlaid, makes ghosts weep and gods mourn.
Sounds serious, like it's designed for something more than just hitting armor.
Exactly. It's meant to deliver a crushing blow, something that might affect that cultivated core. He smashes it right onto Qi Yin's heart-protecting mirror.
Oof. The Hu singeing. What happens?
Qi Yin vomits blood, barely stays on his horse. He has to retreat, seals the pass gates tight, and this time he actually falls ill.
So the mace worked. It bypassed the magic healing somehow.
It seems like it overwhelmed it, at least temporarily. The sheer force of the blow was enough to make him properly sick, not just wounded.
So Ziyu won the duel again, decisively, but they still can't take the pass.
Nope. They attack for 3 straight days, but the walls are too high, the moat too deep. It's a stalemate. They won the fight, lost the objective for now.
And Qi Yin, recovering, realizes he needs something more, doesn't he? Something that skill can't beat.
He needs an escalation. Conventional tactics, even his own magic healing, aren't stopping the Zhu heroes entirely. He needs an offensive weapon that changes the game.
So he calls in a supply officer, Chen Qi.
Yeah, on paper, he's the supply guy, Chen Qi. But then you read the description.
Riding a fiery-eyed, golden-eyed beast wielding a demon-quelling mace and commanding 3,000 flying tiger soldiers with hooks and nets. That's not a logistics guy.
Not even close. He's this terrifying mix of, bureaucracy and raw supernatural power. It's very Feng Xinyang-y.
And who steps up to fight this guy?
Ding Zhugong again, the master knife fighter. The guy whose execution of Ma Fang started this whole revenge cycle.
Okay, so top-tier skill versus whatever Chen Ti is. How does it go?
They fight for 30 rounds. Zhugong is good, really good. The text says he's actually starting to get the upper hand with his knife skills.
If his skill can win.
It looks like it can.
Yeah.
But then Chen Qi pulls out his ace. He lifts his mace like he's going to strike.
But that's a distraction.
Total misdirection. While everyone's looking at the mace, he just opens his mouth. And out comes this yellow vapor, this Huang Qi.
Yellow vapor, like a poison gas?
Not quite. It's something he's cultivated inside himself using secret arts. And it's way worse than poison.
How so?
This stuff, the yellow vapor, it targets, the very essence of a living person, specifically for anyone born of flesh and blood. It causes their San Hun Qi, their 3 souls and 7 spirits, to just disperse. Scatter.
Wait, so it doesn't injure the body, it attacks the soul directly, like shutting down your consciousness.
Exactly. It's an anti-spirit weapon. It instantly knocks out your fundamental life force.
That's horrifying. So what happens to Deng Zhigong?
He just falls instantly, completely incapacitated, falls right off his horse.
And then?
Captured alive. Dragged back into the pass, and Qi Yin, who's probably feeling a bit better now, gets his ultimate revenge. Executes Zhigong immediately.
Then puts his head on the wall?
Yep. Sends a very clear, very brutal message to the Zhu army.
Wow. Okay, the strategic shift there is massive. You go from needing skill and cunning to needing to be immune to soul-scattering gas.
It changes everything. Huang Feihu is devastated. He just lost a top general, not in a fair fight, but to this invisible spiritual attack.
Martial arts, strategy, bravery, none of it matters against the yellow vapor.
Precisely. And it happens again almost immediately. Tai Luan, one of Zhugong's subordinates, rides out for revenge.
How does that go?
20 rounds of fighting. Tai Luan's probably given it his all. And then Chen Qi uses the vapor again.
And Tai Luan goes down too. Captured.
But this time, Qi Yin decides to keep him alive. The plan is apparently to capture a whole bunch of Zhu officers and send them back to Jiao as proof of a major victory.
That shows incredible confidence. They basically think they can just keep doing this indefinitely.
They do. Why wouldn't they? They have a weapon that instantly neutralizes any mortal opponent, regardless of skill.
So, summing this up, we saw Tongtian win with skill and smarts. Then Qi Yin countered with magic healing. But now Chen Qi arrives with magic offense that just bypasses skill completely.
It renders conventional military strategy almost obsolete at this point. How do you fight an enemy whose main weapon attacks the soul itself?
You can't just train harder or use better tactics, can you?
Doesn't seem like it. The rules of engagement have fundamentally changed. They need a countermeasure that operates on that same esoteric level.
That leads us right to the end of the chapter, this sort of desperate last-ditch effort.
Facing this unbeatable foe, Huang Feihu's remaining sons step up. Huang Tianlu, Huang Tianchu, and young Huang Tianxiang again, all 3 of them together.
Jiang Xiang, who started this whole sequence with a conventional win, now has to face this soul vapor alongside his brothers.
And Chen Qi, he's actually eager for it, excited to take down the 3 princes at once.
How does the chapter leave it?
On this incredibly tense cliffhanger. The 4 of them, 3 brothers, against Chen Qi on his beast, are locked in this chaotic melee. The text calls it being trapped in a dragon pool and tiger cave.
Meaning it's incredibly dangerous, life or death for everyone involved.
Absolutely. It's the ultimate showdown. Family, loyalty, mortal skill, everything they have against this terrifying, seemingly unbeatable supernatural power. The whole campaign hangs in the balance.